That's a great headline, but we might want to just change it to Romney took advice from Obama's science czar. I mean, it's bad enough. Continuing, Operation Gladio returns, dealing with staged terror attacks. Could Obama's class warfare cause a run on the banks? Big discussion in an article I did with Paul Watson, key article. CIA advertises its takeover of local law enforcement. Totally illegal, but they're admitting they're doing it. That's at Infowars.com. U.S. begins huge military maneuvers aimed at Iran. Big banks refuse to let people close accounts. It's all coming up. But I want to go back to David joining us from the South Texas, Brownsville area, where I'm at right now. And he was getting into, break down, without saying too much, to the people that work there, because I don't want people to be able to track back who you are. Let's just say you know people that work out there. That'll be simpler. What's going on out there? Please continue.
Yeah, there's some type of training going on out there, and it's not the only spot. Apparently there's 2 to 3 hot spots along the Rio Grande Valley where training is being conducted, and the question is they won't allow anyone close enough to see who it is, and they're saying that it's not American military, that it's not American helicopters. So it kind of, well, is it our guys or is it their guys, and who are they and what are they training for, and why is it that they're, having to work out there at night, and it's such a covert thing that no one needs to know. I really do believe that the Mexican government and the U.S. government are working together in on this. And again, why the airport was almost abandoned back in that point, and for them to put a Doppler radar, I'm sure they could say, well, it was for weather purposes.
Sure. I know you're being careful about what you say, but last night you were talking about the aircraft coming in, turning their lights off, and specifically you were saying it's Mexican troops.
Yes, yeah. And I really do believe that. I really do believe it is more Mexican troops at all, period, that are coming in here and they're training with our advisors, as Obama and other presidents would call them. I don't believe that it's necessarily just our guys out there training, but you can see when aircraft takes off out there. One evening I was coming in driving by the area, and I saw like a really bright light, and it kind of caught my attention. So I pulled over, and that light just hovered for a few seconds, and then it just started swooping back down, and then the lights just went dead. And what
about the black helicopters, the silent helicopters? Tell folks about those.
Yeah, I've had several sources tell me that they could be sitting outside, and this is within like a 15 to 25 mile range. They could be out in the middle of the afternoon or in the evening outside enjoying a glass of wine, just watching the stars or whatever, and they'll feel a gush of wind all of a sudden. And I've had three people tell me this, that they've turned and looked up, 2 in the evening, like late in the evening, and 1 in the middle of the afternoon, and they turn around and look up, and just a few yards away, there's a helicopter just hovering over them. The pilot's just waving at them with no sound at all. No sound at all.
Well, they admit they had those part of their stealth helicopter system. That's one of the ones they had crash out there, but that was gray. This was black. You said your friend was looking for coins on the beach and then looked up, and there was a black helicopter right above him.
Yes. Yeah, and he's really into military hardware, aircraft and stuff like that. And he said it looked so much like a Cobra helicopter is what he said it was. He said it looked exactly like a Cobra helicopter. I mean, I've never seen I've seen Cobra helicopters up front. I mean, I've worked parallel with them in the military, but never are they quiet. And he's still in shock to this day. And this happened like maybe 20 years ago. So I'd like to find out how long this technology has been around.
It's been around a long time. We're not in Kansas anymore. But talking to you, you're saying the fear is here in America now. It's spilling over, and that the media is scared locally to report on it. You talked about the people from the newspaper hung on the bridge.
They
Stay there. We're going to come right back in 1 minute and talk about that with our guest. Stay with us.
You are listening to GCN. Visit GCNlive.com today.
You can bet your life on eFoods Direct. Alex has told you about the amazing, great-tasting, long-term storable food from eFoods Direct and how a food savings account is your best insurance against natural disasters, job loss, and high food costs. But did you know that this dehydrated food also protects you against foodborne contaminants like E. coli and salmonella? Those poisonous critters can't live in low-moisture food from eFoods Direct. Ask for the Alex Fall Special. The Fall Special is a 24-day supply of food in a convenient convenient portable container. A $259 value for only $199. Save $60 on 160 servings of the best food on the planet. Call 800-409-5633 and ask for the Alex Fall Special and go to efoodsdirect.com/Alex. Call 24 hours, 800-409-5633 or efoodsdirect.com/Alex. You can bet your life on eFoods Direct.
Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, well, this is really getting frightening. I've been watching YouTube videos of the Occupy Wall Street people openly working for Obama now with signs saying redistribution or revolution. They're not calling for liberty or freedom or to end the corporate cronyism. They're calling for a piece of the pie. And, of course, that'll just destroy the pie, but they don't know that. I mean, what, if somebody's better looking than you, do you want to chop their nose off? Or if somebody can pole vault better than you or throw like Brett Favre better than you, do we chop his arm off? You know, this idea of collectivism is very dangerous. It's being pushed by the Federal Reserve. You people that love Obama are such idiots. And you mainline Republicans loving Herman Cain and Mitt Romney. Good Lord, there's no end to it. Going back to David. David, in the last 4 minutes we've got in this short segment, we'll stay in contact with you as a great source. We're going to give you our numbers. I think we've already given you Richard's number to stay in touch with us as kind of our incognito reporter down here. But other things I haven't raised, other points I haven't got to. I forgot. What was I raising as we went to break? I was talking about the folks, the reporters being murdered on the bridge, hung, and you had to read deep into the Spanish and Mexican papers to find out it was the head administrator that was killed and her assistant. They just said, oh, somebody on Twitter got killed. It was the newspaper people. Our own media now on the bridge to Mexico hanging dead as a message, and our own media has now been cowed by these people.
Yeah, they have. A couple of the local television stations, they've been sent threatening letters and emails and whatnot because they've publicly admitted it, and they've kind of toned back on their reporting. But speaking about the Twitter, what we were talking about, there were groups of people just going around and reporting, tweeting out, go around this way, go around that way, don't go through this street anywhere in Mexico along the border here, along the Rio Grande River, and here in the Rio Grande Valley. And they found out who these people were, and they sent them a message. And the sources I have are telling me that they actually killed two of the people that were tweeting. They weren't involved in any way. They were just tweeting for the sake of family and friends, to avoid going.
Well, no, that's some separate people, yes, but they also killed the newspaper head.
Absolutely. I mean, it's public information. They've reported how many they've killed just in the last 3 years. They do not care.
How is the drug war going with the different factions? You said it's really 3 cartels.
This is the way it's being broken down. You have the Sinaloa cartel, which is the Chapo Guzman cartel, and then you have the Zeta cartel, and then you've got all these, what they're calling the third faction is these smaller little groups, and they're trying to, show Big Daddy, look, I've got the muscle, I've gone out and eliminated some of your competition, will you hook me up? Can I join your faction? So it's like 3 ways, and if you really want to get into it, you could count the military because they're being used as a tool also, as a weapon. So it's really, there's a 4-way war going on here. It's pandemonium. They have no control over what they're doing over there.
Amazing. I know you've got to go soon, or I've got a guest coming up, but I wanted you to finish up with your view on Fast and Furious. Get started on that, and we'll finish up after the break if we have to.
The sources that I have are telling me that when the Fast and Furious program initiated or whatever, when the weapons actually crossed, they crossed up at the northern part of Mexico, the San Diego Tijuana area, and it's kind of funny that those weapons have found themselves down on this side of the country. The sad fact, when those 3 border patrolmen, 3 border patrolmen, 3 Border Patrol agents, 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 3 Border Patrol agents got shot. 2 of them died, and 1 was gravely injured. The bullets that were taken out of their bodies were analyzed, and they came back and traced them to the weapons that were smuggled and sold across the border from Fast and Furious. And it's funny because they were believing that those weapons were going to make it into the Sinaloa cartel. You know, they would stay around the area. They would be able to trace it. Eventually, they've ended up on this side of Mexico, along the Gulf of Mexico, the east side. And
you know what? Stay there. I want to just spend 2 more minutes with you and get your overall view on what you think the master plan is. Then Ben Fuchs is coming up. Stay with us.
You've heard Alex explain how the silver lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced colloidal silver solutions, yet many are unaware of the entire function of the silver lung system and how it has been designed to deliver your silver solutions anywhere in or on the body. My name is Mario Cifaldi, and I'm the developer of the silver lungs generator. Not only does the silver lung system produce endless colloidal and ionic silver solutions, it also comes equipped with the proper applicators and devices needed to deliver your silver solutions directly to key target areas. This includes the eyes, ears, nose, lungs, topically to the skin, and orally for the digestive system. Be sure to watch our new 7-minute video tour of the silver lung system at www.silverlungs.com to learn more about how the silver lung system works. As well, we are always ready to answer any questions you may have. That's www.silverlungs.com.
Alex Jones here with vital information concerning our nation's fragile food supply. Folks, there are some truly dangerous trends forming, and I think it's important for my listeners to do 3 things right away. Number 1, study the past. History really does repeat itself. Number 2, learn to spot the dangerous food shortage trends. Number 3, take decisive action. A perfect storm is brewing for a global food crisis. That's why I'm telling everyone to read the new book, Rising Prices, Empty Shelves. Warning signs that trigger the deadliest famines in history. Don't get caught unprepared when the crisis hits. This book is only available at risingpricesemptyshelves.com. You'll also get a free copy of Supermarket Survival, How to Cut Your Grocery Bills in Half. Again, that website is risingpricesemptyshelves.com. That's risingpricesemptyshelves.com. Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones. I'm looking for people that have the wisdom to spot savings, opportunity, and recognize risk. Saving means to make money. The Cal Ben Pure Soap Company can save you thousands of dollars and give you good old-fashioned real soaps that are triple concentrated and twice as good as what you're using now. Soaps made from vegetable and coconut oils that contain no useless dyes, perfumes, deodorants, or antibacterials. Your risk is the hundreds of hazardous toxic detergents that give you rashes, itching sores, and deteriorating clothing called lint. If you want something better, if you want something you've never had before, you have to do something you've never done before. Getting a free catalog is easy by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com. Take charge of your health now by calling 800-340-7091 or see Calvin on the web at 5starsoap.com.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Look at this headline out of the San Antonio Express News. If you're a PrisonPlanet.tv viewer, you can see it on screen. If you're a regular radio listener, you can just go to the San Antonio Express News website. Drug trafficking helping economy along the border. And it's a positive news article about how great drugs are to help America. See, they know you're sick of the drug war. They know statistically people want to decriminalize.